Hi, everyone. Anybody here? A little bit early. I'll give a couple minutes. Hi, everyone. I wanted to come on and announce the release tomorrow and in July 1st of my new book, Phoenixes and Angels: Mastering the Eighth and 12th Astrological Houses. And I know that there were some people that were going to join live. No one's on yet, I don't think. But I want to say that the first two people that join or comment in the chat will receive a free signed copy of this new book. And oh, I see we got Marlene on. Hi, Marlene. I think you're my first person on. Uh, I was just saying that the first two people that come on will receive a free copy of my new book, Phoenixes and Angels: Mastering the Eighth and 12th Astrological Houses. And this book is based on 28 years of research that I have done on the eighth and 12th houses. I have planets in those houses, and I've experienced a lot of unexplained things. And I dedicated my life to studying these two houses. For a lot of you out there, you may not know, but I have two Facebook groups that I started back in like 2011 when the Facebook first started. One is called the 12th Astrological House, and the other is called the Eighth House Deep Soul Divers group. And would love for you guys to join both of those groups. If you have planets in the eighth and 12th houses, um, you really should grab this book. If contact me, join me on my Facebook groups. You can follow me at Carmen Turner-Schott, um, author, and you can follow me at Deep Soul Divers Astrology on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram, Carmen Turner-Schott, um, author, and YouTube here. We'd love for you to rewatch this. It looks like we have Marlene. Marlene, can you hear me? Okay. What planets do you have in the eighth and 12th houses? So you have several 12th house planets. Oh, nice. I'm a Virgo sun and Aries moon too. Wow. I'm a 12th house Virgo sun, and my moon is in the 8th house in Aries. So we're twins. So welcome. Thanks for coming on. I think you're the only one on right now. So, we'll give some folks some time to come on, but if they don't, you are the lucky winner of a copy of this book. And what I just need you to do is, if you want to, I'll put my email in the chat, and you can email me your address, and I can add you to my mailing list as well. But I'll send you a free copy of this book, author copy. And I'm glad you joined. Since you're the only one on here, do you have any questions for me? So it sounds like we have some similar energy in our birth chart, being Virgo and Aries. You know what what houses what house is your sun and your moon in? Oh, nice. Hi. Rebecca, we got Sylvia. Thanks for joining, guys. Um, we got Marlene, Sun in the 12th, Moon in the 7th. Nice. Nice. What about Rebecca and Sylvia? Do you have any planets in the 8th and 12th houses? Or a lot of Scorpio Pisces energy? That also counts. I'm excited. The book officially releases July 1st. If you pre-ordered, you'll probably get it shipped tomorrow. So it'll be live. It's been on pre-order. I'm excited about it. It's pretty thick. It's a lot thicker than my 12th house book. Um, so let's see here, Rebecca. You've got 8th house Pisces Sun. Wow, nice. And Sylvia, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Chiron on the 8th. Wow. I've got the Sun and Venus in the 12th. I've got the Moon, Jupiter, Chiron, and part of Fortune all conjunct in the 8th house in Aries. And so, I love the 12th house. I love the 8th house. I started researching it, when I was, when I was 16, but I really started writing articles about it, in my 20s. And then I started doing astrology consults, and I started a Facebook groups, back in 2011, and I was always doing astrology though before that. And I had the Astrological Self Awareness Center. That's when I first started out, but I really started out studying astrology because of strange, unexplained experiences that no one could explain to me, and no one could no one believed me really, that I had these experiences. So I wanted to learn more about why I was so different and why I had these things happen. And so one of the first books I ever wrote was The Mysteries of the Eighth Astrological House, Phoenix Rising. So if you have eighth house planets, I self-published that book in 2010. Hi Virginia, welcome. Um, so we got several folks on now. This is great. I'm just telling the story of how I got into astrology, and kind of how I got into this. So for those of you that are on, how I started really getting into astrology was when I was 16. I woke up in the night and there was a glowing ball of light in my doorway, and I share about it in this book. And I also have a graphic artist that I had kind of draw the dream. So I have some images, black and white images of some of my psychic dreams that I've had throughout my life that are included in this book. But I woke up in the middle of the night and saw a glowing ball of light about the size of a softball, and it was translucent, glowing in my doorway, and I was frozen. I couldn't move. I had no voice. I just laid there and watched it for hours. And thank you, Sylvia. Eighth house book already. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I think you'll like this. It's a lot more in depth than my eighth house book. My eighth house book was the first thing I ever wrote. And I didn't even know what I was doing with publishing or writing at the time. I just knew I wanted to express myself and share client stories. So I recently got a new cover of it just to make it look better, but I probably need to do a new edition of it. I've just been too busy. But that was the first research that I published about the eighth house, and that glowing ball was one of the things that changed me. And I always had dreams, and that's really a 12th house thing and an eighth house thing. And I share about that in the book about dreams and sleep, and psychic dreams and dreaming of the future, which eighth house people do too, but it's often associated with people that have 12th house planets, because the 12th house is about dreams and sleep and the different levels of consciousness and hypnosis, the connecting with the higher power, imagination, escapism, disassociation, all these things. So sleep and dreams, I don't think I've ever met a 12th house person that hasn't had a dream of the future. And so I realized when I got older that I'm not alone, that there's so many people that have these similar experiences as me. And that's why I wrote these books, is so all of you guys who also have these planets and have these experiences would know. You guys would know that you're not alone, and that's the key. You're not alone, you're not crazy. You have spiritual gifts, spiritual abilities that you can use to help others. And in this book, I talk a little bit about some tips I talk just about the energies of each of the houses, each of these two houses, eighth and 12th, some of the issues that rule them that they're associated with, and then give just some tips. And, I could have wrote a lot more, but, having both houses in one book was a lot. But I do talk about the planets in each house, the planets through the transit. So when planets transit the eighth or 12th, I have a little bit of information about that in here and how that might impact you. So I try to add that to the book as well. Thank you, Marlene. I really appreciate it. And thank you. We have a couple folks on Sun and Mercury and Aquarius in the eighth. Nice. We got a lot of eighth house, 12th house people in here. So, the reason, that I call, eighth house people phoenixes, which, you guys know Scorpio energy rules the eighth house, and Scorpio's eighth house people are phoenixes because throughout their life they feel like they've died and been reborn, and they rise from the ashes a whole new person emotionally, physically, mentally, and sometimes they can't explain it in words. It's very hard to explain to someone what it's like to be an eighth house person or to go through an eighth house rebirth or a eighth house transformation. You just tell them, I'm different. I've completely changed. That's the only way, to describe it. And even so much of dreaming it, when I went through one of my big eighth house rebirths, I actually was dreaming, I dreamed I died in the dream and an angel came and rescued me. It was a very vivid dream. And when in the dream, when I came back, my eyes looked different in the dream, and only certain people could notice that I was different in the dream. And it was such a vivid dream. My eyes looked kind of black. I mean, they were really not blue, they looked different. And I knew when I woke up that was symbolic of what I had been through, right? I had been completely, I died and was reborn. I was not even the same person anymore. And it's so hard to explain that. I've been through multiple rebirths in my life, and loss of loved ones, loss of a lot of people that were close to me unexpectedly, and that really changes you as a person. So that's why on my eighth house book, I don't have it in this one, but in my eighth house book, the original cover art was going to be a design that I created, and I have it hanging here. It's a painting that I had my friend paint that was an artist, and it's the Grim Reaper holding the symbol of Pluto, and there's a phoenix coming out of the ashes, and there's a tombstone in the background, and the tombstone has my friend's name on it. My friend that was accidentally shot and killed at age 16. And that was the first person I ever knew that died. And that experience changed me forever. And that was before the glowing ball light. So, I had all these things happen. And when I started starting to study astrology, I'm like, oh my God, this is me. I'm a 12th and 8th house person. No wonder I'm different, right? I always felt like I wasn't from Earth, right? I'm not from here. And so that's why I call 12th house people fallen angels or angels. And it's not a bad thing when I say fallen angels. It means that they always feel like they know they're not from Earth. It's like they don't belong here. They're visiting from another faraway land because the Earth is so harsh, and they're so sensitive and so compassionate and so open. They get hurt really easily, and so that's why I call 12th housers angels, and because their kindness and their empathic abilities. And thank you, Sylvia. You're so sweet. And phoenixes, are eighth housers who, no matter what happens, the thing I love about having eighth house planets, I really feel that these two houses are very similar. Now, in astrology, we have three water houses. Okay, so we have the fourth house. It's also, one of the important houses. It's water, ruled by Cancer. But I've done thousands of charts, and people that have fourth house planets, it's not the same as having 12th and 8th house planets. That's why I just focused on these two. Okay. All the houses are important. I'm not saying they're not. And of course, there's intuition that comes with fourth house planets as well, because it's water, but not quite like the 8th and 12th. They're very similar. They both rule secrets, hidden things, just different kinds of secrets, right? So, the 8th house are secrets that we often know, like we sense them, we feel them. And what if you got fourth house with, oh yeah, if you got all the water houses, then they call that muksha, I think in Indian Vedic astrology. They believe those three houses are very special. I'm not Vedic astrologer, I'm a Western astrologer, but there is a lot of research about in Vedic astrology about those three houses. They're special houses. They're the spiritual houses, is what a lot of what we believe, because they rule by the water signs. And so, yeah, it makes you very intuitive. But it's different energy than the eighth and 12th. The eighth and 12th, a lot of eighth house people, they know that there's secrets and they see through the truth. Like, they'll see what's really going on with people, and you can't lie to them. They're very perceptive, right? And they feel the truth. The 12th house is where we often have illusion, because it's ruled by Neptune. We don't always see what the secrets are. We're a little bit naive. We're a little bit vulnerable. We're a little bit too kind, too nice, and we just believe the best in things and see the good in everything. Those rose-colored glasses, and that's why 12th housers often have a lot of heartbreak in their life, or have a lot of sadness and loneliness, because the greatest weakness they have is people. People hurt them greatly. Eighth house people are warriors. I say the eighth house is the most resilient house in astrology, because when you have planets there, even if you have a lot of Pisces and a lot of 12th house, I really think having eighth house planets helps people overcome and rise up from really hard situations. They become more resilient and strong. Yeah, being eighth house is extremely challenging. Yes, it is, Sylvia. Um, it's I always find that you have to really live through some of these experiences and have these placements to truly understand it. I mean, that's why there's not a lot of books out there about this. I mean, when I first started studying the 12th, 12th and 8th house, it's back in 1990 94, something like that. And there was nothing. There was like one 12th house book published in 1986, and it didn't really resonate with me. I mean, there was some parts that were good about, but it didn't explain things in a practical way. It was just kind of mystical, and ooh, it's the house of suffering, and seek, and you're going to lose things, and it was just negative. It wasn't um there was nothing out there, and there were no eighth house books. I couldn't find anything at the time, and I think there was only one, and it's still out there now, and it was published back in, I think, the 80s or 90s. And so that's why I wrote the eighth house book. And the 12th house book, The Mysteries of 12th House Fallen Angels, it published last year. And then John Hunt has published this one for me, Phoenixes and Angels. And I thought, I'm going to put both the houses together and kind of expand on the other two books. And so that's kind of what I've done in this book. And I'm so excited because it's releasing on July 1st. I think because it's a UK publisher. On Amazon, it says July 1st. And then I got an email today that it publishes tomorrow, June 30th. So, but it's out there. If you pre-order it, you'll probably get it shipped. But the first two people that join tonight, you're going to get a free copy of this. Okay. And that is Marlene and Rebecca. So if you already ordered it, let me know, and I can send you a copy of one of my other books, because I have some other books out there. I can send you a copy too. But if you don't have it, email me. My email's in the chat, and I will mail you a copy of this book signed for you guys. And I would love for you to join my newsletter. And if you do that, I do free book giveaways. I just gave away 20 books, like just random. And I just randomly picked what books to mail out to people. And I like doing that once in a while, and it's fun, and different raffles. So what I want to do now, look in the chat. Yeah, the eighth house. So, Sylvia, what is the most challenging thing, you guys put in the chat? What do you think the most challenging thing is about being an eighth house or having eighth house planets? What's the most challenging thing for you? And then I'll kind of share with you my thoughts about it as well. For me, I think it's a very heavy energy. It's a very deep, intense energy, and it's an energy where eighth housers, uh, yeah, knowing we can't share secrets no matter what. Yeah, like we tend to repress things, and everyone wants to tell us their secrets, right? Like ever since I was little, people would come up to me and tell me their problems. Ever since I never understood what it was about me. I mean, I would be in the grocery store aisle and my daughter, I mean, she still sees it happen and like, why are you talking to them? I'm like, well, they came up and told me something really serious, and I'm just I feel bad for them, right? I'm just listening and so I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, just a couple months ago, I was in the grocery store, ran up here to get something real quick, and there was an older lady by herself, and she started sharing with me that her son was an alcoholic and all these things, and that her other son had died, and she had a cancer scare, and I just ended up in the aisle with her for about an hour and a half. And it was just meant to meet her, just that happened to go in the store out of the blue and ran into her. And I believe it's meant to be, but we attract people that have pain, and 12th and 8th house people both attract people that have pain because they're healers. They have healing energy. And I think it's hard because we tend to hide and be strong for other people. So everyone comes to us for help, and we're the one that helps people, and we're the resilient one, but we don't typically share our problems with anybody else. We kind of suffer in silence. And I think, and we try to be strong and overcome things on our own. And that's why I think it's kinda like when we take on so much and keep taking on, taking on, taking on. It reminds me of Harry Potter, when that, phoenix bird just blew up right in front of Harry, and Dumbledore said, "It's about time," right? He needed to so it's like we have to feel that heaviness, and then we have to go through these emotional cleanses and these difficult, painful, feelings, and then when we come out of it, we're stronger. I do believe the 8th house makes us strong and very resilient. And yeah, being strong through deaths, abuse, hurt, yep. Starting over constantly, but the most draining is healing others, taking others' pain. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. That is the hardest part, Sylvia, I believe, with this. And Jim's on here now too, and Robert, thanks for joining. Yeah, boundaries. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, unconscious past life pain, yes. So boundaries, that is such a thing with the 12th house. Oh my gosh, like when I was young, I'm so different now. Like I look back and I'm like, I don't even recognize myself in the mirror. It's hard to explain in words. But I used to be very, very sensitive. And all I can say is this: I was a sucker. I believe anything people told me. I was very, very naive and very kind and kind of sheltered. I mean, I would say the word shelter. I just saw the good in everyone and everything. And I always kind of neglected my own self to help others. And after doing that for so many years, you end up, I learned when I became a counselor that what boundaries meant. As a counselor, you have to have boundaries. So that kind of helped me. But when I was younger, I had no boundaries. I was like, people would share their problems, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I was just so open. And that's the biggest thing is learning it's okay to say no when you're a 12th houser, and it's okay. You don't have to save the world and be a martyr, right? But they're angels, 12th housers are angels, and what angels want to do? They want to help everyone. And they want to, relieve people's suffering. So 12th housers have to learn they have to have solitude, and they have to have their alone time, and they need it to survive. Oh my gosh, like I love working from home, and I had to go out today and do a lot of stuff and be around a lot of people today. And I was gone, got up early, gone all day, and I was exhausted. Like I'm emotionally, physically drained when I'm out around too many people for too long. I do best when I'm just around myself, alone with my dog or just a few people. And I need that. We need 12th housers need our solitude and our time to recover our energy and replenish our tank, so to speak, so we can go back out into the world and serve others, because the 12th house is the house of service, and it's serve or suffer. So I find that the 12th house is all about spiritual service, and the 6th house is more practical service. That's kind of the difference between the 12th and 6th. They're both service houses, serving others, but in a different type of way, in a different type of energy. And then 8th housers, they're meant to be healers. And a lot of them go into psychology and social work and Reiki and finance and business, all these things, because it is a Scorpio house. So Scorpios like to make money. They like to have stability, and they also are deep and perceptive. A lot of them go into cops, detectives, ER docs, mortuaries. I have two eighth house friends that ran their own mortuary, and they did the makeup, and they worked with the dead. I know a lot of eighth house people that are death doulas. They've shared with me that they work in hospice. They work as a death doula and help people that are dying cross over and comfort them, right, and their families. And it's very deep and taboo subjects. Eighth house is sex, death, and trauma. Okay. So a lot of eighth housers have some type of loss of a loved one and grief and trauma through death or dying. They're also connected to death. A lot of them are, because they've been through it and they become comfortable with it, and they're the one that helps other people understand that it's a part of life. Birth and death, that is the cycle of life that rules the eighth house. And so eighth housers are usually very naturally perceptive and intuitive about those topics, right? And with the eighth house, intimacy is such a big thing. It's either all or nothing with them. They're not just attracted to anyone. And usually when they are attracted to someone, it's very intense, and they can have jealousy and obsession, and all these, kind of Scorpio things. So they go through a lot of rebirths through intimacy and passion and having relationships with people. And the eighth house, whatever sign is on your eighth house cusp, even if you don't have eighth house planets, that energy is going to affect that area of your life. And so I find that we tend to physically attract the type of energy that is on the eighth house cusp. For me, it was Aries. I always know when someone's in Aries, and I attract Aries energy. Plus, I'm a moon in Aries in the eighth house. So they're not the best match for me, though. And I learned that in my younger days. It wasn't good. And as friends, coworkers, it's fine, but not in love. I just can't handle it, right? I'm a Virgo sun. I got to have some stability and commitment, right? And so there's so much about the chart. But so we got some 12th housers in here. We got some 8th housers. So if anybody has any questions, put it in the chat, and I like to answer it before. I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer with you guys. I think my name should have been 12. I'm a 12th house sun, Mercury, par fortune, and Cancer. Birthday 7/12. Cool. And nodal axis is in the 12th degree. That's awesome, Robert. I love that. It's so interesting. That's one thing I never really mastered was numerology. I have some books about it and studied it a little bit, but I'm not a guru at it. But the numbers in astrology are connected. There's a lot that all goes together, and that's what I love about the eighth and 12th houses is that I want to write books about it because there's just not a lot of books out there. And I know my book might not be the best book out there, but I wrote these books based on my own experience and those of you guys that have shared with me and reached out and emailed me um, through the years. I mean, I've had so many emails from people that read my articles, and that's why I wrote the books and shared. And just as a counselor, I've seen the experiences, the common experiences that 12th and 8th house people have. I call it patterns. There's common patterns of experience, and it's research. I'm actually doing some research right now and trying to write a paper about the 12th house and looking at 5 patterns that I've seen in like hundreds of charts, but I'm doing a random study of 20 charts with people with the sun, moon, or stellium, which means 3 or more planets in the 12th. And then I'm going to do an eighth house research study. And I'm already seeing that 95% said yes to all 5 patterns. So it's amazing. These are people that I've never done a chart for, and I don't really know them. I just randomly asked, and they sent me their answers. So it's a science. And what I tell people is, so Vicky, would you be willing to speak to the 12th house Chiron? Okay, 12th house Chiron and Taurus, trying 8th house Capricorn Sun. Yeah. So the thing with Chiron, I have it in the 8th house, and the 12th house Chiron is going to manifest in a different way, but Chiron is where we have a wound. And the way I describe it is whatever that wound is, we have the most potential to help other people heal their wound. And so when it's in the 12th house, okay, what sign is it in? Vicky, what signs your Chiron in the 12? Oh, Taurus. Okay, so you might have a wound that involves security needs, self-esteem, security, safety, stuff with Taurus, and that might be where your wound is, okay? And you can help other people because you've been through it yourself. Maybe feel like you had to survive or you didn't have, what you needed, because Taurus is like stability. They rule the second house of security, comfort, financial security, having your basic needs met, all of those things, letting go of the past, forgiveness, releasing things. Taurus is like to hold on to things. So when Chiron's there, I would say that, the wound could be, holding on to secrets or just not expressing your true nature in some way, right? And for me, the Chiron in the eighth, it has to do with traumatic experiences of losing loved ones and different things like that, and working with survivors of sexual assault and different PTSD and different traumas. I ended up becoming a Reiki master, being drawn to energy work and hypnosis, and all these alternative healing practices that I could help people heal their trauma. So that's kind of how my Chiron came out, and then I'm helping people that have been through similar experiences because I understand. And you can do the same, Vicky, with spiritual work. Whatever kind of spiritual work you do, the spiritual realm of the 12th house can help you heal your wounds. That's how I would also analyze that Chiron in the 12th house, that you can really tap in and heal whatever wounds you have through spirituality, through having a spiritual path, through different spiritual pursuits. Could be meditation, breath work, Reiki, energy healing. All of those things can help you heal your Chiron there, and it makes you very sensitive. Any planet in the 12th house is gonna open up your empathic abilities. Feeling other people's pain, lack of boundaries with other people. So maybe the wound was about boundaries and trust and forgiveness, and all of those kind of things. And then, looks like Jim, you said Pluto transits the eighth house cusp. But oh, yeah, Pluto through the eighth is intense. I survived the Uranus through the eighth. That was pretty hard. It left there about a year ago for me, and man, it was a long 7 to 8 years. Right? I went through a lot of stuff, but I look back and I'm like, wow, I don't even know what happened. But it was a lot of unexpected changes. And, any planet that goes through the eighth house, what it's going to do, if you're not growing and you haven't healed something, it's going to bring it up to be looked at and healed. So it's kind of funny, like the way I describe it, it's like there's times where you feel like you have healed stuff, right? You've worked really hard on it as an eighth houser. Don't beat yourself up because healing trauma, the body holds on to memories and trauma, and you may have healed something, but a song or a transit of something through these houses will bring it up, and you'll think, what, I thought I was over this. And I'll say this, and trauma survivors tell me this. I'm like, it doesn't mean you're not over it. It just means that you're remembering it. Just let it go. Don't hold on to it anymore. Just release it. It's like a thought may come, a memory might come. That's normal because your body holds on to your memories. And so the thing is not to get, stuck in it again and have those negative thoughts affect you, but to know that you're okay now. It's okay you can think about and remember it without the reaction, without the physical, emotional negative reaction of it, right? And that's when you know you've healed. It absolutely, it's normal to have memories come up, and Pluto and these, when I had Uranus through the eighth, it was bringing up all kinds of I thought I was over this. Why am I thinking about this? And it's normal. Just let it go. Let it go. Don't dwell on it, and just know that these are energies. And I'm glad you brought that up, Robert. These transits really affect us. And thank you. I'm glad you like the 12th house book. Yeah. Um, Thank you so much. Yeah, 12th housers are angels. And I tell you what, now that I know more about the 8th and 12th, if I had to do it over again, I would never change my chart. When I was younger, I used to think, "Oh, I hate having a 12th house sun and Venus. It's horrible," right? And now that I've been doing astrology and I'm older, I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad I have that." I love to dream. I love to dream about things that are gonna happen and prepare me. It's like I know that no matter what, I know that there's a purpose of why I'm here, and that all of us are here for a reason. And if I didn't have 12th and 8th house planets and had those kind of spiritual experiences, I wouldn't I wouldn't feel that way. And I wouldn't change it for the world. We have to go through some emotional hardship and heartache and a lot of change in our life, and we go through a lot of things. But all of those things, I wouldn't change it because it makes us spiritual, and that's why we're here. And I believe we choose our chart. So we wanted to have 12th and 8th house planets for a reason. And I wouldn't change it for anything. I love it. And I'm at the point where I only do consultations for 8th and 12th house people. Like I stopped doing consultations years ago. I wasn't doing any charts at all. And I just started up again really the last year or so. And I have to be feel the energy's right to do someone's chart now, and if it doesn't feel right, I have to refer them. And most people that I'm allowed to do charts for are 8th and 12th house people, and so it's just meant to be, and so I do it, and it's all these stories you guys are sharing, so I'm so happy you like the 12th house book, and you'll like this. I have a lot of extra stuff about the 12th house in here. I have a whole chapter about psychic dreams, and I share some of my dreams. And I had a graphic artist create some of my images of my dreams. Let me see if I can pull it up. Um, and like this one. This was a vivid dream I had about my grandfather. And this is before my grandmother died. I dreamed about what I dreamed everything that ended up happening. I dreamed about it about 3 years in advance. And so, it all kinda ended up happening later, and I look back, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is the dream I had when I lived in Germany," and I wrote it down and never forgot it, and these dreams that we have as 12th housers, you guys know, they're, like, vivid. They're like real memories. It's like I remember dreams from when I was in high school, college, like it's a real memory, but they were dreams. And that's what 12th house rules is dreams and sleep and intuitive psychic dreams. That's one of the patterns of a 12th houser. And then eighth housers often lose a loved one at a young age, and through loss, they become healers, and they become stronger, and they help people with their problems, and they're good listeners, and um, they learn to become resilient and strong, and they're kind of the strong person forever. And eighth house people are good in a crisis. I've always been good in a crisis. I never knew where that came from when I was growing up until I started learning astrology. And it's all my eighth house. And I did crisis intervention. I worked on a suicide hotline. I did all kinds of stuff, and that's where I thrive. Like if there's someone needs something, I take action. Like I'm like, we got to do this, this, and that. It's something about eighth house people that they're able to work. A lot of them work in crisis intervention. EMTs. All these things that need that quick, strong person that can handle it, right? And that's eighth house or strength. A lot of them are drawn to that kind of intensity. FBI agents, detectives, all those kind of careers are eighth house careers. Research, digging deep, finding out secrets, right? And all those things are eighth house. Um, and so let's see here. Good morning. Hi. Oh, Anna. Thank Anna from Serbia. Oh, thanks for joining us. This is wonderful. I've been talking about the 8th and 12th. My new book, Phoenixes and Angels, releases July 1st. If you guys have any questions, I'll stay on for about 5 more minutes if you want to put some questions in the chat. And I have a newsletter if you want to go visit my website. It's carmenturner-schott.com. And if you sign up to get I'm offering a free gift, a free birth will and chart report. And if you email me, I'll put you on my mailing list. And I have different book rallies and free book giveaways. And I just gave away like 20 books. And I'm going to give 2 books away tonight. The first 2 people that joined, they're going to get a signed copy, but I need you to email me your mailing address, please. So don't forget. And any questions for me while I'm on here? I just appreciate all of you and all your support. And and I'm really happy. If you can see behind me where I'm pointing, that was going to be the cover of the 12th house, the mysteries of the 12th house fallen angels book. And there's a wonderful lady named Ruth in the United Kingdom painted that for me. And I told her what I wanted. I wanted a wheel of ocean water and like a fallen angel, right? And so she created this, but I couldn't have it on the cover because of rules. So it's in the book, and I wanted it on there, but I framed it. It's really sweet. It's pastels, and but I love 12th house people. She's a 12th houser, stellium, all in, wonderful. And yeah, if you go on my website, and I will email you your birth wheel and a fun report, and I'll add you to my mailing list. And I have different classes coming up, different updates. So while I got all of you guys on, I've been posting on Facebook. Would love for you to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. So I have Carmen Turner-Schott, writer on Facebook, and Deep Soul Divers Astrology. Let me put it in the chat. Deep Soul Divers Astrology. I'd love for you to like and follow my page, and then Carmen Turner-Schott, writer, and then on Instagram, it's Carmen Turner-Schott, author. Love for you to follow me on there, and then subscribe to my channel here. And I have, if you are following me, I've been sharing that on July. Let me make sure I got the right date. July 15, I believe it is on a Sunday. I am offering a class, an e-group all about the 8th and 12th houses. So it's called The Mysteries of the 8th and 12th Houses. It's a workshop that I've done for the Astrological Association of Houston and some different people. I have a whole slideshow. I go through all about my research, all about 8th and 12th house planets, and we talk and we have a great time. I have 7 people registered right now. It's on a Sunday, July 16, from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. Would love for you to register if you want to join. It's only $50, and you're going to get the slides, and it's like a 2.5 hour workshop with me. I'll send a Zoom link to you when you register with me, and would love for you to join. I'd like to have at least 10 people. I got 7 so far, but love to have you if you want to take the class. Love to have you in there, and I'll be raffling off some of my books. My 8th house book. You'll get it. Most people in the class will get a copy of one of my books, and it'll be included for joining. So love for you to join me. Just shoot me an email through my website, or Carmen T. Schott at gmail.com. And any quick questions for me? I'm excited. In the UK, I think it's July 1st. On Amazon, it releases, and it'll be shipped out if you pre-ordered it, and you'll get it. And I'd love for you to review and rate it for me. That's available if you've already read it, or when you read it, please go rate and review it. I'm learning all these little tips, things of when you write, that how much reviews matter. I guess there's some Amazon algorithm that blocks your book from being searched if you don't get like 50 or more reviews or ratings. I mean, I'm learning all these little tricks and trades, right? So would love for you to rate it and review it for me. Any of my books that you've read and liked, loved you go on Amazon and do that for me. It really helps, and appreciate it. And follow me. I'm always offering some a class or something. And so let's see here. Yeah, let's answer a couple questions. Um, Premonitions, yeah. 12th house Pluto. Oh, yeah. Enhances my son of Virgo. Yeah, Marlene, I'm a Virgo sun too. Yeah, Pluto there. That's amazing. That's what I love, like, the most about being a 12th houser and 8th houser is my dreams. And as I get older, I find I don't dream as often as I did growing up. When I was growing up and through college and even my 30s, every night I would have a dream, like a movie, detailed, and I write them down every night. And now I get older, I'm on medication for different things. I don't like being on medication because it affects my dreams, and I don't always have those psychic, intuitive dreams like I want to. But when they come through, they're meant to come through, and they do. They still do. And I know when I wake up, when it's important. It's like as soon as we wake up, we know that that dream is not just a dream, that it's a message. And that's what I call it. It's kind of like 12th house people get a glimpse of what's coming. And what a teacher of mine told me once was that there's a quote, and I'm not sure who said it, but it's like, nothing happens in the real world until it happens in your dream. And I do kind of believe that, because when 12th house people share with me, the dreams they have, they get a glimpse of something coming for their life or someone else's life, and it can't be prevented. I've never been able to prevent it. It's like I can try to warn them and prepare them or reach out, but something is just meant to happen. And that's why I believe in destiny, that some things are destined to happen no matter what we do. And some things can be changed. Once you know your chart, if you can't prevent things, but it's a little bit of both. This I believe in both because I've seen, right, that we can't do it. And yeah, let's see here. We got what would your advice be for 12th house stellium person? Oh my goodness. Yeah, Anna. Um, what sign is your stellium in, Anna? Because what I find is the sign helps, but having everything in one house, depending how many planets you have, can sometimes trigger the opposite house. And so that opposite house, I believe, can help you balance some of those 12th house energies. So it'd be Virgo energy, right? Or it would be the sixth house. And that would really help you if you can tap into the whatever energies on the sixth house cusp, opposite of your stellium, that can help you kind of get in touch with having boundaries or whatever lesson it is. It can help you kind of with that energy a little bit. But I would say alone time and solitude are key. Making sure you have alone time, writing, meditation, journaling, having peace and harmony, and being around a peaceful people, avoiding toxic negativity. 12th housers, we don't function well around toxic crisis and negativity. We need peace and harmony. And that makes us feel safe and secure. And that's why we like to escape from the world. And we don't want to escape in unhealthy ways like addiction, which is a 12th house thing. Food, work, sex, alcohol, all of that stuff can be an addiction. It doesn't have to be just alcohol or drugs. It can be food, it can be work, it can be relationships, it can be love. There's all these things that 12th housers do to escape from feeling the pain of being so empathic. So empaths absorb everything. So you got Taurus, Aries, okay, Sun and Taurus, yes, Mars. Now Mars and Aries and Mercury help you. That's really good to have Aries there because Aries, it helps you kind of have those boundaries more, to look at, okay, this isn't right. And what about me? Right. Aries. So I always say having Aries planets is a blessing in your chart anywhere. If you have a lot of 12th house, it's really good. And I think that's what saved me having eighth house, Aries planets. Cause my 12th house, I was just very Piscean, Virgo Piscean. And that really kind of helped me be strong and as I got older, especially to tap into that Aries energy. So I would tap into that Aries energy. Yeah, Taurus is you're gonna need peace and harmony. Taurus is, they're ruled by Venus, so they don't like conflict. They like security, comfort. And so it's gonna, kind of being out in nature can help you as it with the stellium in the 12th house, Taurus there. And let's see here. You're welcome, Marlene. And then we got okay, 12th house. Or have you experienced astral travel? It happens at least 3 times a week. Oh my goodness, Robert. Listen, Robert, I have not had it happen every week like that. I will say in my life, and I share about it. It's in this book I share of an experience that I have where I wake up but I'm not really awake. And so I think that's what I would call it is that I'm in my astral body and but I'm in my bed. I'm in my bedroom and I know mentally that I'm awake, but I'm really not awake. And typically something will happen and then I scream. And then I realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm really dreaming. I'm not awake. And it's so hard to describe. And I try to describe it in here. And it happens throughout my life. It's happened, but not every week. Oh my goodness, no. But it does happen. I can't control it. I can't make it happen. It just happens. And it happened a lot depending on where I lived. I know this sounds strange, but I think it had to do with the energy of the land that I was on. There were certain houses I moved a lot throughout my life. And so a lot of moving, a lot of different states. I lived in Germany for 6 years, just different places I've lived. The energy of the land affected me very greatly. Some places I've lived never had the experience happen, not one time, never was afraid. Oh, you said, yeah, it's like being awake, but not, yes. And I'm not gonna say it on the live Zoom, but it's in my book, and if you wanna email me, I can share with you some, exactly what happens when I've seen different things, I'll just say that. And when I realize this is really happening, but oh my gosh, and I scream. And then I'm really awake, and sometimes I'll move across the bed, physically move across the bed because I'm acting it out. So it's like, and then sometimes I lucid dream, where I wake up in the dream. But those dreams are different than this in between, Robert, that's happened to me. When I lucid dream, I just realize, oh, I'm dreaming. Oh, cool. I want to fly, right? And I'll fly. But then I realize, oh, wow, I start, panicking that I'm awake. It's hard to explain. And so then I'll be going down towards the water and I'll think I'm going to fall in the ocean because I'm flying over the ocean, like my body, I'm flying. And then I'll wake up right before I hit the water, things like that. So I can't hold it real long or control it, like I want to. And but yes, Robert, I understand you're not alone. I have had that happen. And it means that there is a theory, and I've read a lot about it. Then you can research it a bit. That when we go to sleep every night, our astral body actually leaves our physical body. Because our physical body is in that somnambulistic state, they call it, right when you go to sleep, right when you wake up. We go into these deep delta, theta waves, different brain waves, and our body is like barely breathing and cold. It's like you're almost dead, when you sleep. And so I believe that some people believe our soul leaves our body every night when we go to sleep. There are theories about that. I don't know. I just know that something special about when we sleep. There's something special about it. And that's why we dream, and these things happen. So, but yeah, I think sometimes people, that are very sensitive, 12th housers and eighth housers often have that experience, Robert. I hear it probably a lot. A lot of people have had that experience. Some of them have learned to control it. I haven't got there. They call them dream walkers. Someone told me I was a dream walker one time. And yeah, yeah, go ahead, and yeah, that's great, Robert. And then make sure I answer everybody. Yeah, transiting Pluto formed a grand cross, Rebecca. Okay, and it's there for a while. This is ultimate for Nathan. Yeah. Um, yeah, Pluto. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's all about the way I describe Pluto is Pluto's like this intense slow energy that you feel coming, and what it does is it reveals everything that's hidden or everything that hasn't been healed, and it brings it up to the surface. It's kind of like Pandora's box is open and all of these things come out, and you have to feel them, you have to face them. And that's what is probably going to happen, Rebecca, that you're going to have very powerful healing, and really have to feel and let go of the past and go through different things, okay, that maybe you haven't fully let go of, because Pluto is there to heal. Pluto's not all bad. It is death and rebirth, and change, but it's also deep healing and transformation. So I think it's a good thing, Rebecca. It's just going to be very, very intense. So my recommendation is, do whatever you have to do to express the energy and get it out of your body. Yeah, letting go and healing, because Pluto and eighth house energy is so intense. We almost need to scream and yell. I mean, at times, go out in the woods and yell and scream, or write out all of your anger and feelings on a piece of paper and burn it, right? You have to get that intense energy out of your physical body, because that's why eighth housers often get illness. They get, the sexual reproductive organs, cyst on their ovaries, all these different things, because they don't express and truly let go of that stagnant old, kind of rotted energy, and we're meant to die and be reborn like the phoenix, and to come up stronger, lighter, healed, and bright, right? And so we have to kind of go to the pits at times of the shadow stuff, and then we can come out into the light, and that's what Pluto does. It'll open up all secrets. Anything that's been hidden from you will be revealed, okay, about yourself and others. And so that's kind of what I see with the Pluto transit. Um, let's see here. I'll make sure I answer everybody. Thank you. Thank you. What do you think about the law of attraction? Yeah, um, definitely believe in the law of attraction. Um, I do believe too that a lot of the law of attraction. I do believe um, that we've lived other lives, that we've lived many lives, and so everyone we know, we've known before in some way. And this was hard for me to believe this. I was raised Baptist, okay? And so I went through a lot of a spiritual journey in my life to get to where I am and today. And I had to go through different lessons, and a lot of it was based on experiences of these unexplained coincident not coincidences, but meeting certain people. Oh my gosh, I knew, it was like meant to be. And I do believe that our thoughts and our emotions attract things. And so if we're stuck in old energy and we're not letting growing and moving forward, we're not going to be able to manifest our goals and dreams and good luck and good fortune. And I do believe in the law of attraction. The Secret, I know I love that movie. I read the book, but I really love the movie. I used to watch it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's making a vision board, writing down your goals, writing down 10 things you're thankful for, was a little thing I learned in metaphysics school. You write down 10 things that you want that you don't have. Now, they can be spiritual abilities, they can be material things, they can be a little bit of both. And you read it at night before you go to bed, put it under your pillow and read it when you wake up. And you read it as if you already have those things, but you don't have them yet, right? They're just things you really want. Could be, healing, inner peace, could be a brand new car, right? A raise at work or a promotion, whatever it is. And I really started seeing how these things would manifest. And and it works. I do believe. I believe it works. And the thing is that 8th and 12th house people, we know these things. Nat in our heart. We know it's true, but sometimes as humans, we're stubborn. And it's like we can teach self-care, we can tell everybody, "Oh yeah, we're good at helping other people," but then we don't always help ourselves, right? And we tell other people to think positive and other people to, "You can do this," but we're hard on ourselves. And so it's just part of being human, we have to apply these things. We can study all these mystical spiritual laws and learn about all these things, the law of manifestation, the law of attraction. But if we don't implement it in our own life, we're not going to benefit from it. But I think sometimes it's stubbornness. I know for me, I'm a Taurus South Node, so I know I'm a little bit stubborn. My North Node is Scorpio, and I've been forced to be a Scorpio, and so I'm not as stubborn as I used to be. But I need to write a book, Self Care for the Stubborn Soul, right? Because most givers, most empaths aren't good at taking care of themselves. They're always doing for other people. So we have to learn to heal ourselves, and that it's not selfish to tell people no or to spend time on our own and do what we want to do. You got to have a good balance. And so that's kind of my tips on that. But yes, I believe in law of attraction. And then Pluto, yeah, letting go and healing is Pluto. So one good news is, lately I feel that eighth house people specifically, and people with a lot of Scorpio and Taurus, we've been feeling a lot of heaviness because the nodes of the moon have been in Taurus and Scorpio, but they're going to be shifting signs. They're going to be going into Aries and Libra this month in July, and it's going to be wonderful. Hi, Anton. Hey, thanks for joining us. We're just, I'm having people are asking some questions in the chat. Been talking about the release of Phoenixes and Angels on July 1st. Love for you to grab a copy. And we're just sharing in the chat, some of our questions about the 8th and 12th houses. Make sure, did I answer everybody's questions? Let me look here. Perfect. No, you guys are great. I'm so happy you guys joined. Oh my gosh, it's already 8 o'clock. How did the time fly? It's already been an hour. Okay. So I'll take two more questions and then we'll kind of wrap up. I was gonna say you can visit my website, carmenturnerschott.com, and get a free birth will and report from me. I'll email you. I'll put you on my mailing list. And oh great. Oh, thanks, Antoine. And I hope you like it. And I was telling everybody, if you get the book, if you like it, please go and rate it on Amazon for me and review it. Would love for you to do that. And if you read my other books, sun signs, moon signs, and then the 12th astrological house or the 8th house, I'd love for you to rate and review it. I'm learning all these tricks to the trade of all these things. So Amazon algorithms that block you and all this, you got to get all these reviews and rate. I'm like, I didn't know that. And I didn't know pre-orders were such a big deal with publishing. That's why I've been doing a lot of marketing for pre-ordering the book, and it's like huge. It's like they're like, you need this many pre-orders. I'm like, what? But you don't even get the book yet, right? So thank you for those of you that pre-ordered, and I really appreciate your support. And yeah, oh, Anna, thank you. Yes, have wonderful dreams, and I hope you have some great, wonderful dreams tonight. Thanks for joining, Anna. And we have some people, someone from Serbia, from all over. So I really appreciate you guys joining. And Antoine, anybody that joined late, if you have a question or two, you can pop in the chat, and I'll answer it before I log off. Again, follow me, on Facebook, social media, love that. And I'll put you on my newsletter if you email me. And I offer book giveaways all the time, fun things like first 5 people that write me get a book, right? So I'm doing things like that. And I just love to teach, and just want to say I'm teaching an 8th and 12th house workshop class on July 16. It's not too late to register. It's $50. It'll include, you'll end up probably getting one of my books if you join. And I'm going to give you a lot of slides and handouts. We're going to do a lot of discussion, and it's all going to be I have 7 people right now. They're all 8th and 12th house people, and would love for you to register. Love to have about 15 people if you can join. It's 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard on a Sunday, July 16. And then I'll be offering some other classes. So, on social media, I'll be posting, and love that. I would love for you to join. So thank you, everyone. I'll kind of stick on if someone has a last minute question, but book release party, yay. Grab your copy if you haven't already. And the first 2 people that joined, you're going to get a copy of this. I need you to email me your address. And that's Marlene and Rebecca. Okay. You both get a copy. I'm gonna write down so I don't forget. Marlene Wagner. Thank you for joining, Rebecca Zemlin. All right. Virginia's on. Everybody's on. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you popping in, and it's released. So Ryan, okay. Hi, Ryan. How do you know when you're ready to teach astrology? Always felt like I don't. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, that's the thing about what I like about astrology, Ryan, is that no one knows everything. Seriously. Like, that's the thing I love about astrology, is that I'm still learning. I mean, I'm 47. I've been studying since I was 16, and I still learn things that I had no idea what the heck it was. Okay. I mean, I'm learning all the time. So it's kind of like I mastered, just mastered studying the 8th and 12th houses was my passion. So I feel like that's something I'm really comfortable teaching. And the other thing I'm comfortable teaching is the basics, because that's kind of my mission, is to make astrology, teach it on a very basic level and a practical level so anyone can understand it, right? Yeah, astrology is a lifelong learning. Exactly experience. It is. I mean, that's what I love about it. So yeah, if you want to teach it, absolutely you could teach it, And I started out, my first class I taught back in, I think my first class was like 2010, when I first felt comfortable to teach, and I taught astrology, a map of the soul. That's what I called it, and it was just the basics, the planets, the signs, the houses, what they all mean, right? And just basic. And I did it at like different psychic fairs, different workshops, and people would host me. I did it for the Edgar Casey Foundation, taught that class in person, had about 40 people in St. Louis. So I just started, doing that a little bit. But that's what I love to do, is teach. I love to teach. I love to share the knowledge of astrology, because I feel that it's a tool of self-awareness. So Ryan, yeah, if you want to, just offer a class, with social media, things are so easy now to offer classes and online stuff, and you can just dabble and practice, and see how it goes, and you're only going to learn through doing it, right? And you'll learn, hey, that I need to do this different, or I'm a Virgo, so I'm my biggest critic. So I'm like, oh, I should have did this or that. So we always want to perfect and make things better. But Ryan, yeah, absolutely, you can teach it. It's a lifelong journey, and everyone's still learning. No one knows everything about everything, right? Astrology, there's so much. It literally, it will take a lifetime. You wouldn't learn it all, I mean, there's just so much about it. Different types, different wheels, whole sign, Vedic. I mean, medical astrology. It's its whole science, right? So there's so many cool things. Astrocartography. Where should you live? What's the best place for you to, area wise? And I do Placiduous cosmic chart. I do Placiduous tropical Placiduous. I've always done that. But I don't judge. You got to find what resonates with you and what fits you. That just always fit me. Yeah, I'm a Virgo too, Antoine. Virgo sun, Virgo rising, Virgo Venus, Virgo Mercury here. It's crazy. And then I got a lot of Aries in the eighth house, which helps me a lot. I'm actually glad I got Aries because it helps me get mad, and then it helps me get over things quick. So that really has helped me a lot in my life. Um, yeah, let's see here. I discovered your work through. Oh, thank you through Python on YouTube. Yeah, when I first start, I don't have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel, as you saw, and it's because I'm a little bit shy. I'm kind of behind the scenes, and that's my 12th house sun, right? And I had a friend of mine that kept bugging me. They're like, "All you do is talk about this so much. You need to do videos. Like I can't listen to this. It's too much. Like you need to do videos." So they convinced me to do my first videos, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just got on there and started talking, right? So a lot of my videos you can notice are old. They're from a long time ago. So I just don't have the time to run a YouTube channel, but I try to post as most as I can, and I want to do more videos, and so I'm going to try and start doing more videos when I get some time. But I've been busy writing and stuff, but I will pop a video on every so often. And I'm doing an astrological update now with Just Ask Spirit, and I've been posting it on my channel with the astrological energies affecting us each month. And I do have an announcement. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I'm going to have a radio show that's going to start in August on BBS, and it is called Deep Soul Divers Astrology, and I'm going to take live callers, Deep Soul Divers, and you can call in, ask me questions. I'm going to have different guests on, okay, and I'll be marketing it more on my social media. But it'll be the second and fourth Saturday of every month, starting in August at 8 p.m. Central Time, and it'll be on video and radio. So would love for you, call in. You can ask questions and all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have a whole eighth house show, a 12th house show, just a basic show. Yeah, it'll be fun. And I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And it's kind of funny. Do you need music for it? I'm like, ooh, yeah, send me something. Yeah, I'm working with them on some advertising and stuff, Cosmic Child. So yeah, send me that. And it's kind of funny, the law of attraction, as somebody asked, back in was it 2009? Shoot, I think it was 2009. My daughter was like 3 years old or something. She was little. Um, I did a radio show on BBS called Astrology Awareness. I only did 7 shows, and I just got too busy. And then all of a sudden, somehow I saw an ad for them again, and the same owners own the radio show, and they're twin brothers. And they're like, "Oh, I remember you. You got the Astrology Awareness show." And my radio shows are still on their website from like 2009. And so I'm gonna have a whole new show with them. And I was kind of meant to get back with BBS radio. I was looking what channel could I do a show on. So I picked them. I'm back with them again. It was meant to be, and so I'm excited about it. And the show it'll be August Saturday. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. The 12th of August will be the first show, and I have Bernie Ashman coming on, who is my mentor, and he's an astrologer since like 1980. He's in the groups. He's on Facebook. Amazing astrologer. He's a writer, author too. He's going to be on my show, and we'll probably talk eighth house stuff, and we'll take live callers and talk a little bit about the new book and things like that. And so join us. I'll be marketing it. But no, I really appreciate all of you guys joining, and I'm just very thankful for all your support through the years and in the Facebook groups, the 12th Astrological House and the 8th House, Deep Soul Divers. If you haven't joined, you can join on Facebook in those astrology groups. They're private groups, and meet other people that have had similar experiences. So thank you. I'll go ahead and wrap up. I'm glad you joined, and it releases July 1st. You can grab a copy now and rate, review it for me. Appreciate all of your support. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, everyone that's on here. Oh yeah, for the class, Virginia. Yeah, just email me and at Carmen T. Schott and eighth and 12th house class, and I'm just I'll send you like a PayPal, and then I'm going to send a Zoom link out to all of the people that register closer to time. So would love to have you. You'll be my eighth person, so we'll have 8 people, and we may have up to 15. If not, we're still going to do the class with 7 or 8. Oh, love you too. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I hope you like it. There's so much to write. I could have, it's hard to know what everything to put in a book. There's just so much. So you got to, your editor, and they always cut some too. So I couldn't have it all in there, but there's a lot in here, and I hope you like what I put in. Thank you, everyone. Oh, you did, Layla. Thank you. I hope you like the 12th house book. Please rate it and review it for me out on Amazon. Would really appreciate that. That really helps get the searches and stuff for books. It's amazing. All of the tricks and trades of social media. It's a science. I mean, you got to have a full time person running it half the time. But I'm just me, so I try to do those ads and stuff myself. But hang in there, everyone. And the nodes switch over to Aries and Libra, and I think we're going to feel a weight lifted off. We've been in the Taurus Scorpio really heavy energy for a long time now, and I think we're going to feel a little bit better. And we're going to have some relationship karmic things balancing, all of those things. I am doing consults again. I've got a little bit of a wait list, as I'm only booking on the weekends because I work full time. And so I do 1 or 2 charts on the weekend just to balance out so I don't get burned out. But yes, I can book you out. I'm booking out through August now and September. So yeah, just shoot me an email. I finally got the go ahead, and I thought I'm meant to do charts again. And so I've been doing them, and I've been doing them on Skype. So it's like I can see you. It's free. I can talk to you. I record it, all of that. So thank you guys. My website's carmenturnerschott.com. It used to be 8th and 12th house astrology.com, but if you go there, it'll direct you to the new website anyway. But thanks for joining, everyone. And I'm excited. So thanks for being an angel and a phoenix. You're special, and you're here for a reason. Thank you, guys.